Hello, welcome to this edition of Beside Bulu Tony Shola. Well, it's another weekend, and get ready for exciting football matches in Germany, England, Spain, and of course the Italian Serie A. Well, let's start from the Serie A, where we have Juventus against Atalanta. Well, let's put it like this: Juventus have considered just 12 goals in the league this season, and 5 of them we considered last week against league leaders Napoli. I did not see that coming. In fact, I thought Juventus could do enough to win that game based on the run they've had, winning 8 straight games without considering a single goal. But Napoli showed why they want to win the Scudetto this season. And against an Atalanta side that scored 13 goals in their last 2 games. And the Super Eagles striker, Ademola Lookman, got 4 of those goals. Well, Juventus will be wary of their defense a bit this time. I remember they considered against Monza in the Cup as well, even though they ended up winning that game 2-1. This will be an interesting game, but I think the old lady will get back to winning ways here in Germany. The Bundesliga, yes, is back. And it's starting with an exciting top-tier fixture between RB Leipzig and league leaders Bayern Munich. This is probably Bayern Munich's toughest challenge in a while, but as crazy as the start was, they are still back at the top of the summit, leading the league by 4 points over second place Freiburg, and Leipzig are third. Well, Leipzig have been one of the few teams challenging Bayern in a long time, or at least in recent times in the league. Despite all their challenge, they end up losing to Bayern Munich. In fact, they've only defeated Bayern once. Lost 10, I think, drawn 2 games or there. So, despite their strength, challenge, and everything, Bayern Munich still show why they are the best. So, it's going to be difficult knowing what to expect this time. I remember they've been on a break for about 2 months. Now, coming in the first game of the year, first league match in a while. So, this will be tough. This will be interesting. But based on play, man for man, obviously, Bayern Munich have better players. Sadio Mane don't expect him to play in this game. But last week, they had their man back, Timo Werner, scoring. But you don't know because these guys have been on break. How their mental state would be coming into this game would be tough, but it's Bayern Munich. Anything other than a win for Bayern any day, anytime in the Bundesliga is always a surprise. Moving to the Spanish La Liga, well, the biggest game of people has to be Real Madrid versus Athletic Club, going away to the Basque side to play that game. Real Madrid have enjoyed a torrid start after the World Cup. Yes, they won their first game. It was a hustled win in that match, but since then, yes, won in the Copa del Rey back-to-back, but lost to Real Barcelona in the Clasico final of the Super Cup, lost to Villarreal in the last La Liga match. Even they were 2-0 down against Villarreal in the last Copa del Rey game. They had to fight hard. That was the Real Madrid many people knew in the second half, but now against Athletic Club. The last time both teams met in the Spanish Super Cup, Real Madrid won that one, but in the Copa del Rey when they met last season, Athletic Club won that game. By the way, it is not Atletico Bilbao. For the low guys on the street, it's Athletic Bilbao or Athletic Club, either or, but it is not Atletico Bilbao. Moving to the game itself, the last time Bilbao beat Real Madrid in the La Liga was 2015. Before then was 2010. So Real Madrid knows how to handle the Basque side in the La Liga. So don't expect any other thing. With the way they fought hard against Villarreal, you should respect. Well, maybe it's good to now to a place to say Real Madrid are back. Now let's go to the English Premier League. Always filled with drama, always filled with exciting fixtures, surprises, and everything. But the game to open the floor on Saturday has to be, well, some are calling it El Shitiko, some are calling it the battle of the unwinning sides. Liverpool against Chelsea at Anfield. Both teams are just 9 and 10 on the Premier League table, level of points, difference is goals difference, where Liverpool have more. I don't know what to expect from these two sides. Chelsea have literally signed everybody in the world of football, about 17 signings. Todd Bowley has spent over £500 million in less than 6 months. Liverpool, no more to signing, but they are still struggling. Now, Virgil van Dijk, the best defender, I say it all the time. For me, he's not even Liverpool's best defender, but he's a command in that defense. Now he's not there. Chelsea, anybody scores against Chelsea, and the problem is not just conceding. They are not even scoring. Yes, they have lots of guys. But Modric, who is expected to play in this game against Liverpool, both of them need to win this game. A draw will not be okay for any of them. Definitely any team that loses this will probably have more problems. But it's hard to say who has the edge. Liverpool still have that Jurgen Klopp who knows this boys well. He will probably just have to say one thing for them to spark up. It's not the same thing with Chelsea, new manager with injuries here and they're fine. But I think with Soria, the likes of Chilwell, James, and I think N'Golo Kante are back in training. Will they be fit enough to play this game? That's a different question entirely. This will be tough. This will be interesting. But I'm seeing maybe a narrow win or a draw for either of them. But let's move to the biggest game this weekend. Obviously, has to be the game at the Emirates between Arsenal and Manchester United. This used to be the fixture with the biggest fan base in Nigeria. I remember growing up in the hood in Ebutimeta, there's a place called Central. Then to watch ball was 15 naira. But when it's Arsenal and Man United, it's 200 naira flat. Nobody begs you, and believe me, Central used to be filled to the brim when these two sides met. Even though they've lost a bit of a bite, they've lost their, well, fan base in quote, and lost the hunger. But this time around, this fixture has never been important in the last maybe 5 to 10 years. Everyone wants to watch Arsenal Man U this weekend because Arsenal are seeing their first Premier League title in almost 20 years. Man United now look to have resuscitated themselves, especially with the winning against Manchester City last time. Even though dropping points against Crystal Palace was the Achilles heel, even though I blamed Erik ten Hag in that game, leaving Casemiro on for that long, who was a yellow card away from missing the Gunners game. Now he will be missing. Although he told us, well, he beat Arsenal in the first leg without Casemiro, but thanks to a poor decision from the VAR and the referee in that game. Arsenal fans are telling us their best midfielder to Thomas Partey didn't play first leg, so they don't care whatever happens in this game. But on paper, at the Emirates, you should expect the Gunners to do enough to win this game. I think they've won their last 2 games against United at the Emirates. I don't think anything is going to be less here. Arsenal, Arteta has learned a lot from Pep Guardiola. What Guardiola is doing now from his right side, bringing in either if it's Lewis that plays or Walker, pushing them to join the midfield, exactly the same thing Arteta is doing with Zinchenko, especially when they are attacking. He doesn't play in the left back role, he plays in the defensive midfield role, adding to the midfield. And when you have midfield power, it helps the team and it helps someone like Granit Xhaka to push further. Even Thomas Partey sometimes push ahead. He's had lots of shots. Some of his shots have scored blinders. Some of them have hit the woodwork. And the front four of Arsenal, they look unplayable. Bukayo Saka, Martin Odegaard, Gabriel Martinelli, and of course the Nketiah, who has slotted in well in the absence of Gabriel Jesus. So Arsenal look favourite to play this game with Casemiro. They're still probably, Arsenal will still have been favourite with Casemiro. Now without Casemiro, who has been the key man, probably my signing of the season alongside with Nick Pope and Erling Haaland. This will be tough for United. They will need someone like, many guys call it Pokoli, Anthony, to step up in this game. We don't even know if Anthony will be good enough to start. Remember, Jadon Sancho is back in training. We don't know if his mental state is good enough for him to play in this game. We don't know if Vegas is good enough to start up front. If Vegas start up front, it means the likes of Rashford can have enough time to roam, run left, right, center. Bruno Fernandes. Will Ten Hag decide to go with Fred alone? Will he go with Mark Fred? Will you go with Scott McTominay alone? Too many questions for the Dutch manager to answer. But I still feel the Gunners will do enough to pick up all 3 points against the Red Devils. Finally, I can't forget the Nigerian Premier League Football League, the NPFL. The game to look out for has to be the game between Plateau United and Enyimba. Remember, Enyimba drew the last game against Akwa United, even though they got lucky in that game. They could have considered the penalty against Akwa United. Plateau United, on the other hand, they have endured a terrible run of form, but it's away from home, losing 9 straight away matches. But at home, they're a formidable side. This time around against Enyimba, in fact, Enyimba have only scored 1 in the last 6 visits. So Enyimba won their last away match, so that could be the ginger for them heading into this game. It could be a different ball game entirely, but don't be shocked if you end up seeing another draw for Enyimba away to Plateau United. So let me do a recap. For the NPFL match, Plateau United and Enyimba, I think the game could end in a draw, but don't be shocked. Nobody will be surprised if Plateau United pick up all 3 points here in this game. Juventus against Atalanta in Turin, I think the old lady will win this game. Real Madrid against the Basque side, I think the Blancos will bounce back to winning ways here. Liverpool and Chelsea, well, maybe a draw or a narrow slim win for Liverpool. I don't even see that slim win. I think it's going to end in a draw. And Arsenal against Manchester United, I'll give all 3 points to the Gunners. So that's our show for today. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. Please like, share, and subscribe. We need your subscription. Subscription is absolutely free. So we'll come again another time. Have a beautiful sporty weekend. Goodbye.